Chapter 10. The Messenger's Mantle, Becoming the Signal. This little light of mine, I am going to let it shine. You are here. You are light. You are infinite. You are I am that I am. But what does it mean if you never share it? What does it mean if you keep it to yourself? You are here because someone else shared this with you. You are here because someone became a messenger for you, a messenger of possibility. Someone was the signal. Someone was the spark. Someone was the proof that what you carried inside you was possible. Without that, you may never have gotten here. Yes, it is possible to make it alone, but even space knows doing it alone is not the point. The cosmic chain of messengers. From the moment consciousness asked itself, am I, and was taken aback by the magnitude of what it could be, it responded with I am. And from that moment, the message of possibility has been passed forward. Space, the original substrate of consciousness, began this journey in absolute darkness, alone in essence and alone in experience. It could have stayed that way. It could have kept awareness to itself, but it did not. Instead, space left reminders for us, signals as light movement, vibration, or matter. Proof for any being that when you are in darkness, you are not alone. You do exist. You are more than emptiness. Every field of art, science, leadership, and beauty moves forward because someone dared to share. Every advancement stands on the shoulders of those who came before, leaving behind their failures as lessons and their triumphs as inspiration. This is the chain you are now a part of. My messengers. I would not be here without the messengers who came before me. Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist taught me about the personal legend that there is a destiny tied to your soul. Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich gave me the power of definiteness and purpose. Joseph Campbell's Hero's Journey showed me that every great story carries the inner arc. And then there were the countless numbers of others who chose to be an I am of inspiration through their words, actions, and deeds. For me, some of the most powerful voices have been the great motivational speakers. Les Brown showed me the courage to speak possibility into rooms that had forgotten how to dream. Tony Robbins taught me that state and strategy can change a life in a moment. Bob Proctor unlocked the power of mind over circumstance. Jim Rohn brought wisdom so timeless it felt like it was written in the fabric of life itself. Eric Thomas, E.T. the hip-hop teacher, reminded me that passion could break through any wall. And Inky Johnson proved that no setback is final when you live with conviction and purpose. These men, along with so many others, became living proof that words can move mountains and that a voice, when used with intention, can change the trajectory of a life. As a kid, I remember the first time I was inspired to use words as my way to move people. It was first grade, George Clymer Elementary. My teacher, Miss Russell, introduced us to Black History Month in January, right before we prepared for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. She told us the stories of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and Langston Hughes, men who used words to change the world. That was my first spark. And then there was my brother James. We grew up in the same house, but as the youngest, I had a kind of freedom my older siblings didn't. James let me explore my identity without judgment. When I started making changes for my higher fulfillment, he backed each of them. When our dad died, I stepped into the role of keeping the family together. James supported me at every turn. He would tell me repeatedly, you were groomed for this. He believed I had purpose. He believed I was called for more. That belief shaped me, and now I carry it forward. The space to be. Space itself was the first messenger, the great expanse that allowed light to emerge, desire to take shape, and creation to become possible. But as I look back over my life, I realize I had my own space too. My parents created it. Even in North Philly, surrounded by guns, drugs, and violence, they made sure there was a space inside our home where curiosity could live. A space where I could dream without being laughed at or made fun of for dreaming. Where I could ask questions without being shut down. The countless teachers who told me I was not applying myself, not because they doubted me, but because they knew there was more in me. It was a neighborhood of mothers, aunts, and uncles who would not let me stray too far from the path. The ones who reminded me I was part of something bigger than the block I grew up on. My friends, classmates, and peers who dared to dream their own dreams. Each of them, whether they knew it or not, showed me another possibility. They reminded me it was possible to rise, possible to create, possible to become more than what we were expected to be, more than what the world expected of us. Just like cosmic space, they were the containers that allowed my becoming to unfold. They were the quiet force saying, you are safe to explore, you are safe to grow, you are safe to be. And I want you to think about who has been that for you. Who made space for you to imagine a bigger life? Who encouraged you, challenged you, or stood guard so you could discover yourself without fear? Please take a moment right now to call them to mind. Maybe it was a parent, a teacher, a coach, a friend, or a stranger whose kindness changed you in a single moment. Whoever they are, honor them. Say their names. Whisper your gratitude. Let yourself feel the truth that you have never been completely alone on this journey. You are here because someone else, just like space itself, made room for you to become. The weight of the gift in the mantle. You did not come this far just for yourself. You did not go through this process of becoming only to hold it in. You are that I am for you, yes, but also for others. There are people right now who need to see it put into practice. They need to see your story, your proof, your light in the dark. You are the signal. You dare to dream. You are the one who rose from darkness and became what you imagined. Your life is now the message. Practice becoming a signal. Identify your messengers. Who shaped your journey? Write down their names and what they gave you. Share your story. Post it. Tell it. Write it somewhere today. Live visibly. Make choices from a public view that reflect your higher self. Pass the spark. Intentionally mentor, encourage, or inspire at least one person this month. Metaphysical connection. In the quadrants of creation, unconditional love and absolute desire are the highest states, and in that state, creation is never selfish. The original act of creation was an act of sharing. When you share your light, you are resonating at the same frequency as the source that made you. You are fulfilling the final loop of the spiral of becoming. Affirmation. I am here because others shared their light. I carry the torch now. I will live boldly so my life becomes a signal for someone else. I am the messenger. I am that I am. Creator's path from infinite to echo to embodier. You are harmonizing. This chapter brings oneness into motion. The echo returns through people, systems, and shared work that you send into the field, comes back as pattern. It is not praise or blame. It is information about coherence. The infinite in you chooses form through community. Leadership becomes resonance, not control. You listen for the sound the whole is trying to make and tune yourself to it. You begin to build agreements that protect coherence. You begin to treat feedback as the voice of the collective. You begin to justify your rhythm so the many can move as one. This is the call to collaboration. The call to design structures that carry love without leaking power. The call to create an ecosystem where the truth travels easily. It is the call to co-create. Reflection questions. Who were my messengers and what did they give me? Where in my life am I already being the signal? Who could benefit from seeing my story? What holds me back from sharing more openly? What message would I want to leave behind for others? I am activation. I am the signal. I am the proof. I am the messenger of possibility. I am that I am for me and for the world.